Did you know in the UK it's illegal to handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances? But wait, it gets even better. We're embarking on a journey around the globe, uncovering the most absurd laws that you wouldn't believe actually exist. Let's start with a fishy tale from the British Isles, where even salmon can't escape the law's net. Yes, you heard it right. If you're caught acting dodgy with a salmon, you could be in hot water. But the aquatic absurdity doesn't stop there. In the same land, there's a law that's even more, shall we say, whale-sized. Picture this. You're out at sea. You catch a whale or a great sturgeon, and you're feeling pretty chuffed. But hold your seahorses, because that catch technically belongs to the Queen. That's right. Any whale or great sturgeon caught in the UK is officially royal property. So next time you're thinking of going whale hunting in the UK, just remember, you might have a royal lawsuit on your hands. Ever wondered why the chicken crossed the road? Well, in Quitman, Georgia, it better not. That's right. In the quaint and charming town of Quitman, nestled in the heart of Georgia, there exists an unusual law that has left many scratching their heads. It's illegal for a chicken to cross the road. Yes, you heard that right. It's against the law for a chicken to do the one thing that has been the butt of jokes for centuries. Now you might be thinking, what could possibly be the reason behind such a peculiar law? Well, let's dive into the chicken coop of history for a moment. Rumor has it, back in the day, Quitman was a town of farmers and poultry was a primary source of income. The livelihood of these hard-working townsfolk depended heavily on their feathered friends. Now imagine this. A chicken, perhaps named Henrietta, decides to go on an adventure crossing the road, only to meet an unfortunate end under the wheels of a horse-drawn carriage. A tragic end for Henrietta, but also a financial loss for the farmer. Perhaps it was incidents like these that led to the creation of this law. After all, nothing says bad day like losing your chicken and your income to a rogue carriage. Of course, this is all speculation. The true origins of this law remain as elusive as a chicken running amok. But one thing is certain. If you're a chicken with a penchant for road crossing, Quitman, Georgia is not the place for you. And let's not forget the enforcement of this law. Can you picture the local sheriff in hot pursuit of a law-breaking chicken, issuing a jaywalking ticket to the unsuspecting bird? Now, that's a scene straight out of a comedy sketch, so folks in Quitman, better keep your chickens in check. Those jaywalking tickets aren't cheap. Love singing in the shower? Well, in Pennsylvania, you might want to keep it down. Imagine you're in the comfort of your own home, tucked away in the privacy of your bathroom, belting out your favorite tunes at the top of your lungs. In most parts of the world, this is just a harmless, fun way to start the day. But if you're in Pennsylvania, you're actually breaking the law. Yes, you heard me right. It's illegal to sing in the bath in this state. Now you're probably thinking, who in the world would come up with such a law? Well, let's delve into this peculiar piece of legislation. The exact origins of this law are somewhat murky, but it's said to date back to the early 20th century. The reason behind it? Well, that's where things get interesting. One theory suggests that in the old days, when houses used to share a common water supply, singing in the bath was seen as a sign that you were hogging the water. So to prevent fights between neighbors, the law was put in place. Another theory is that the law was made to prevent noise pollution. Apparently, not everyone appreciates a bathroom rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody at 7 in the morning. Regardless of the reasons, this law, like many others, has been largely forgotten and is rarely, if ever, enforced today. But it does serve as a hilarious reminder of how some of our legal systems have been shaped by the quirks and peculiarities of history. So, the next time you're in Pennsylvania and feel the urge to sing in the bath, maybe think twice. Or at the very least, make sure your rendition of Sweet Caroline is worth the potential legal trouble. After all, we wouldn't want you to end up with a criminal record for your shower time performances. So remember, no concerts in the bathroom unless you want the police knocking on your door. Fellas with a mustache, listen up! In Eureka, Nevada, you could be breaking the law if you're planning to smooch a lady. You heard that right, folks? Turns out, the Wild West isn't just about cowboy boots and tumbleweed. It's also home to some pretty wild laws, one of which is the mustache mayhem. In the quaint town of Eureka, it's actually illegal for a man with a mustache to plant a kiss on any woman. Yep, you heard it right. If you're a mustached gentleman in Eureka, you might want to think twice before puckering up for a smooch. You could be flirting with the wrong side of the law. Now, you may be wondering, how did such a peculiar law come into existence? Well, the origins of this law are as fuzzy as the mustaches it governs. Some say it was enacted in the late 19th century when handlebar mustaches were all the rage. The women of Eureka, tired of getting tickled by these substantial stashes during romantic encounters, supposedly petitioned for this law. Others speculate it was a crafty tactic by clean-shaven men to eliminate their hirsute competitors from the dating pool. A little bit of mustache envy, perhaps? Who knows? The truth is as elusive as a well-groomed mustache on a windy day. Regardless of the origins, the law still stands today, a quirky testament to Eureka's unique history. So if you're a whiskered gent in Eureka, you might want to consider investing in a good razor or, just stick to air kisses and friendly waves. But let's not forget the real victims here. The mustached men who, in the name of law and order, must forgo the pleasure of a smooch. It's a tough world out there, my hirsute friends. So, gentlemen of Eureka, shave it off or keep your lips to yourself. And now for the grand finale, a law so ridiculous it's hard to believe it's real. Let's take a trip to the sun-drenched state of Arizona, known for its towering saguaro cacti, the mesmerizing Grand Canyon, and a law that prohibits donkeys from sleeping in bathtubs? Yes, you heard that right. In the great state of Arizona, it's illegal for your donkey to catch some Z's in a tub. Now you might be wondering, why on earth would anyone make such a law? Trust me, I've been scratching my head over this one too. Let's dive into the possible reasons that led to this bizarre legislation. Perhaps the lawmakers of Arizona were concerned about the comfort of their donkeys. I mean, who would want their donkey to have a stiff neck from sleeping in a bathtub? Or maybe they were worried about the potential water wastage. After all, filling up a bathtub for a donkey's siesta seems a bit excessive, doesn't it? But let's not stop there. Maybe, just maybe, there was an unfortunate incident involving a donkey, a bathtub, and a very surprised homeowner. Imagine coming home after a long day, ready to soak in a warm bath, only to find your donkey snoozing away in your tub. You'd be pretty startled, right? Maybe even enough to lobby for a law preventing such a shocking encounter. Or perhaps, in a world where whales can't be caught on Sundays and chickens can't cross the road, the lawmakers of Arizona just wanted to join in on the fun. After all, why should other states have all the quirky laws? Now, I can't say for sure what led to the creation of this law, but one thing is certain. It's one of the most amusing pieces of legislation out there. So, if you're an Arizonian and you've got a donkey planning to take a nap in your tub, you might want to reconsider. Because, believe it or not, you could be breaking the law. So folks, next time you're tucking your donkey in for the night, remember, no bathtubs. On that note, it's time to wrap up our tour of the world's weirdest laws. Hope you enjoyed the ride, and remember, stay legal.